he had a lot more power than I knew. So he was affecting everything. And would he be like, yo, I'll give it all up just so I could just be with my kids every day? And when I saw him at the park with his kids, I was like, yo, that's what I do every day. That's what I walked away from. I would never have gotten the ultimate dream had I stayed around. So I just, I know the kind of guy that he is, and he's used to being a free-spirited individual. And then I start to reflect, like, yo, how did you avoid all that? How did you just know to stay away? And it's just because, like, regardless of whether what he was doing was illegal or not, that will be judged in a court of law. But what we do know was he was doing some loose shit. Like, there were actual freak-off parties, and there were environments and things that were going on that I personally would never, ever, ever do, be around. And I think people know me, and hearing about these things actually happening, people would be like, now I understand why Dame really didn't get along with certain people. And then I'm thinking, yo, this shit was really going on? Like, cause it seems like there's like the general party, and then there's the VIP party where all the elite, so the elite people have to be knowing about what's going on, and they're still there, whether they're participating or not. That's a secret. And that kind of secret, because, I heard things, but not that crazy. Not the things that have been admitted to doing, like, not pause baby oil crazy. Like, I didn't know, like, it's just something that was unfathomable to me. The fact that didn't get out, that means that's a very secret club. Whoever's holding that secret, they hold it tight to the vest. And I'm like, what other secrets? Like, what deals were made in those freak-offs? Because a lot of the deals that happen in social environments. That's why people go to the club and they hang out all day. Bankers hang out with bankers all day to get deals done. If you get into that secret club and you're able to hold a secret so tight to the vest, a lot of business deals are getting made there. So now I'm like, damn, I might understand why certain people had certain opportunities, certain deals, and if they weren't participating, they were there. And they didn't leave. And they repetitively came back. So I don't think people knew, or maybe they were, or they didn't know, but I'll give people the benefit of doubt. Like, I don't think they thought it was illegal, but it was loose. And as far as moral compass, morally, that would not be the environment that I would want my kids around. I would want to be around. I wouldn't want to do no business in that environment. Could you imagine me going to one of those parties and walking in that room with what I'd be like, y'all know, where's the pause button? I'd be like, pause button. I'd be like, you're in here, y'all bugging. What? I didn't know. That type shit. They know that I'm not tolerant, or, I don't look the other way. I'd be getting out the way. But I might not be so silent. I might not be able to keep that secret of what I saw. So I'm like wondering, like, damn. And I'm wondering if people understand what the buckshot of another person's karma is. With a shotgun, you shoot it in pellets spray. So you might hit your target, but the pellets are gonna hit whoever's around. So you might not meant to be getting shot, but you're gonna catch a couple of a spray of those bullets. That's what karma's like. So if you are around somebody that may be doing something immoral, and you might look the other way or might help facilitate it, karmically, you may be considered accountable. Having all the money in the world and not having your freedom, you're broke. Or not having your health, you're broke. And that's what was so disturbing about this situation to me, is because people obviously knew this was going on, because it was going on. And the amount of people that have said, I've never seen it, it's like they must have been really programmed to be quiet about it. And that means, I'm telling you, that circle there, that's the circle that, a person like myself with the ideals and the moral fabric that I have, you would be real surprised if I would take any money to do those things. Again, how could the person that invented pause be at one of those parties? I'd be walking around with the button being like, yeah, I'm gonna leave one here. They'd be mad at me. They'd be like, get out of here, Dame, blah, 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 blah. You know? It's not even conceivable that I would tolerate any of that. And people know that about me. So for me, it's made me really depend on the people I love, focus on the things that matter, and it's made it to where I can build a future for my family later.
Do you believe hip hop got a gay mafia?
Yes. Do I believe there's people behind the scenes that are homosexuals that are pushing buttons? Yes. Yes. And that they want you to be down with their in order to push the button for you? Absolutely. And this is part of it. You just saw one of the gay mafia members. That's who he is. That's who Puffy is. He's one of the members of the mob. He's a mafia member. But he might not be Don Carl. He's not the godfather. You see? He's not the godfather. He's one of the heads of the families. You see? We had different families in this thing. We got Bad Boy. We got fucking what do we have? Death Row over here. We have the different we got fucking Arista Records and LaFace. These are the fucking families in the mafia. You dig? Those record companies are like families.
So him being a part of the gay mafia, right? Where do you think it went wrong?
Well, some say that he got a little too big for his britches, and when he ended up suing that liquor company De Leon, that's when it all started going downhill from him. That's when, the real rich motherfuckers started showing you who they really are. Showing you that you can do all the shit you was doing, but you really not down with them. You could tell black people that you're a billionaire, but you don't have money like how we got money. We're real multi-billionaires. You know what I mean? And if you think you could with us and try to go against us and not just take whatever we've been giving you all this time, because that Ciroc wasn't his. He was the face of it. They had a branding problem, and he came in and helped their diversity problem, And we with it because we thought that he owned it. We thought he owned it. So that's why we with it. And then when he really wanted to have his own tequila for real, he saw that they was on some bullshit. They wasn't really taking him seriously. He sent people down there to check on the shit. Apparently, they didn't plant any agave for this guy. But all their other companies, that had white people in them, they had their agave planted. They had their shit ready to go. But you didn't plant the black guy who's done all this work for you and all this type of shit. You know what I mean? And so he was pissed by that, and rightly so. But they was probably like, man, you just fucking take what we give you, Nick boy, and shut the fuck up. Be happy that we even let you in the fucking game. Be happy that you're even gonna have your name, that you're actually gonna own this one, or your name's gonna really be on it. And when he got too big and felt like he was gonna sue them, they said, let's show this motherfucker who we really are. Send the ATF to his crib. Let's start there. Let's show this motherfucker how much power I got. Send the ATF to his crib, and we'll work on some shit to follow that up. You wanna with me? Okay. Let's go. Let's do this. That's what I think happened. And then then he might have said, because he might have threatened them. Like, because when he said, oh yeah? Well, I got pictures of you. I got tapes of you at the parties too. Oh, really? That's probably when the ATF really got sent. Send the ATF to his crib. Get me all them tapes, man. Give me all them tapes, man. Matter of fact, this nigga going down now. Because I don't like how this nigga talking. He's going down. We're gonna really show him who's boss. And I'm telling you, that's what I think happened.
Bro, Rock Nation brunch, that's one of the things that just constantly plays in my mind because everybody used to be at that brunch, especially Hove. And seeing how Hove has been extremely quiet, radio silent right now. Why do you think that Hove might be next? Because I have that same feeling, but why do you think Hove, he might be next?
Who was he hanging out with the most in the last few years?
They were doing photo shoots together and everything.
Diddy,
at the
right?
Brunch. Yeah.
Okay, so birds of a feather flock together, right?
Wow.
So he not far behind. And if Jay-Z was hanging out with Puff like this, and you saying Puff was this nigga, what type of nigga is Jay-Z to be hanging out with a nigga like that?
It was called Black Excellence, man. I remember that. It was called the Black Excellence.
The
They're
Black
brunch.
Excellence crew is a code word for allegedly code word for the secret gay niggas and women in the industry that's rich. That's the Black Excellence mean to me. You know what I mean? Because the motherfuckers, they ain't more Black Excellent than me. I'm Black Excellence. I stand on integrity. You know what I'm saying? I ain't selling my soul. I ain't gonna do shit that I'm not, that's gonna make me feel less than when I look in the mirror years later. Them niggas ain't Black Excellence. Them niggas is frauds. They hiding behind their money. They hiding behind these images. They hiding behind lies. You know what I'm saying? This is why people like me feel like, oh, we finally getting a breath of fresh air. Because all these niggas is a bunch of liars. Ain't nobody want to tell the truth because they want to be in the fucking circle of these sucker ass, lying ass niggas. Nigga, that ain't your jewelry. That jewelry ain't even real. That ain't your car. That ain't your house. But to everybody, you see the music video, you think hey, all that shit is theirs until the nigga yell cut.
Perception.
You know what I'm saying? So, like with Puff, those ain't your friends. Where they at? Right? Where they at? Though you thought those was your friends? All these niggas in the party, y'all mad at the Diddy party. Niggas is popping bottles, they taking pictures with Puff, all that. Soon as the niggas stepped in shit, what happened? Everybody ran.
Grooming, I think that's something too, man, that's often overlooked. People, they don't talk about Clive Davis's impact on Puff. People, they don't talk about what he's potentially seen around Clive, Andre Harrell. We talk about Russell Simmons. Do you think that Puff being around certain people during those growing, maturing years impacted who Puff was on the negative side that we see today?
It's just the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I told a story. Everybody always referred to this interview that I did on Doggy Diamonds with me with the plum suit on, the purple suit.
Yeah. That was legendary.
You know, I told that whole, how I feel the whole origin of this started. Hip hop, it started with Africa Bambaataa for the Bronx. You got Russell for Queens. You got Andre for Uptown, Mount Vernon, the Bronx, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And you had Fly Ty in Brooklyn, right, with the Cold Chillin'. But then you know, Russell and Rick Rubin was Manhattan also because they went to NYU. You know, so when you look at all those people and you look at all the rumored sexuality of all those people, the only one that wasn't rumored to be homosexual secretly was who? Fly Ty, right? And for Cold Chillin'. Where's he at today? But what happened to all the rest of them? They all prospered, right?
Yeah, they're flourishing.
Yeah. You had Africa Bambaataa, you had Kool Herc, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, from the same place, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at Kool Herc, he's more on the alpha male side, right?
Yeah.
You heard all the rumors about Bam, right?
Yeah, with the kids.
They both started from the same place. Why didn't Herc prosper like Bam?
Wasn't down with the same thing.
And that goes for the industry as a whole, right? When you start looking at certain artists, right? You be like, yo, damn, why this nigga didn't blow up? Right? Because they wasn't willing to play in those reindeer games. And then you got all the other ones that you keep seeing them. You know, it's like artists right now, I ain't gonna say no names, popular as the motherfucker, but this nigga ain't got no record out. He ain't had a hit in I don't know how long, but they got this motherfucker hosting this show and doing this. Now this motherfucker gonna go in the White House. Out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Those are the people they get in that club. You know what I'm saying? It's a fraternity. If it was if it was a sorority, they could be AKAs or deltas, right? If it was males, they, you know, the Alpha Sigmas or whatever the fuck these niggas are, Q Dogs or whatever the fuck.
Hey,
right?
shout out to the Kappas though.
Right? The Kappas or whatever. In the industry, they got whatever it's called. Everybody else calls it the Illuminati.
Right.
It ain't Illuminati. You know, I call it the gay boule, right? And that phrase was coined, I think, by Bobby Hemmett.
Yep.
But you know what I'm saying? But they have they club, right? So if you're not in that club in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Like the Deltas ain't fucking with the AKAs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're not in that club, if you're not in that fraternity, and the funny shit is, a lot of them come from college fraternities.
They do.
And then they get in the industry and then they join that fraternity. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of that shit got cycled, because a lot of them motherfuckers is from Howard University. You know what I'm saying?
Including Puff. Yeah.
Puff went to Howard.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's a whole gang of them but now it's going to be dismantled. Why? Because Puff was the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was sucking Puff nuts to be able to hang around Puff, to get in these parties, to be around and be in that circle. And then Jay created his own little branch.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Rock Nation
Right,
brunch it ain't no different. Yeah. All them same niggas you see, a whole gang of niggas. You see it don't be no women around them, right?
Wow.
It just be a gang of niggas. You like a gang of niggas. Like y'all niggas don't want to take pictures with women. It's just a gang of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because all them niggas they have their little parties. And if you not with it, you not invited. Because you might come out here and tell.
Start talking.
Right? You ever heard the dude that the white guy, I think he a comedian, he got in one of Puff's parties.
Nah.
And he talk about how he seen Puffs laid up with a dude spooning, and they was sipping a glass of cognac back and forth off the same glass. Wow. And then Puff like, yo, who this? Like,
he's supposed to be around here.
Right. Like, yo, who you? What you doing? He get out, and then he say he see Puff again at a red carpet, and Puff noticed him. He looking at him like, yo, where I know you from? And he was like, Miami.
Wow.
And Puff like, oh yeah,
Wow.
you the nigga that caught me spooning type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Wow. But for me, I don't care what your sexuality is. Yeah. This is where people get it twisted, right? I'm not homophobic. I don't care what your sexuality is. I dated bisexual women. I don't care, right? It's the people in the industry that stop you from prospering because they're living a lifestyle that they can't live publicly, right? And if you can't get in that club with them and be a part of it and keep that secret, then they gonna block you out. They gonna keep you out. Nobody gives a fuck if Puff gay or not. I don't. Yeah. And I don't care because I know it's all them niggas in the industry that party with him for the most part, all of them is like that. And the only reason they don't fuck with me is because I'm not like that and they don't want me to tell that they like that, right? But nobody cares. At least I don't care, but they care because they hiding who they are, right? So now what's going to happen is with Puff getting locked up, if it start coming out, which it is, now that he's not getting no bail And motherfucking Cassie just was outside. I just seen Cassie outside taking pictures on her little TMZ shit now. Now she running around the city because she know he's not coming back out, right? Now that they know he's not coming back out unless he beat trial, watch how many more lawsuits come out. Watch. And watch, you don't be surprised when you see celebrity people start coming out or getting outed. Because people gonna say, oh yeah, I was there and they was there and they was there and they was there, right? Just like 2 days ago, a guy came out and said that, it ain't, I'm saying allegedly, Trey Songz was sitting on Diddy lap and they was kissing or making out, he said. I think making out would be kissing, right? Now, there's a bunch of people who be like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Ain't no Trey Songz gonna be kissing no Diddy. This is why you can't go to the party. Because if you seen that and you came out here and told it fuck up they shit, right? But all they got to do is just be themselves, and they not.
So my point is, he doesn't mind being humiliated. He doesn't mind people abusing him, and he'll still be at a table smiling just for the picture. So even with like an R. Kelly, like again, at first I was like, how did he get away with that? And then I was like, this is obvious, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then then they got him. And it seems like the same thing happened with Puff. It's like they give you 30 years to really build your wealth, but because you have imperfections, you're exposed and someone can pull the plug on you at any time. So it seems like the ones that are the most empowered that get those deals are the ones that have the most to hide. And it seems like you have the most to hide because somebody might have lined you up so they can control what you do. You know? That's just what it seems like to me from the outside looking in. So again, it's like after the first 20, then people are like, ain't never getting busted. And then people start to compromise and like, yo, if they could get away with it, I could get away with it. I'm rolling with